计时，准备开始。Hello everyone, 8 p.m. on Monday evening. You are watching CGTN live streaming show about the Hunan flood. I am now in Qiyang County, Yongzhou City, in central China's Hunan province. And here you can see the flood is very severe, and local authorities are evacuating local residents from a very large residential community right behind me. They are using lifeboats like this to evacuate residents from the nearby residential communities. And actually, this area is in the center of Qiyang County. It is the most affected area in Yongzhou City. Since Saturday evening, the street has been flooded very severely, and starting from 6 a.m. Sunday morning, local authorities began evacuating local residents here. It's a very large community here. About 10,000 people live here, and they have been evacuating non-stoply for the past over 24 hours. And so far, most of the residents have been successfully evacuated, but still there are some residents, they are stranded in their houses. Yes, as you can see, these are old buildings. They are not very high. Usually they are 6th-floor buildings. On the left, it is a community, and on the right, there is another. And this is the boats that have been used these days to evacuate residents. It's 8 p.m. and some rescuers just start their dinner. You can see it's very simple food. Actually, I talked to some of the rescuers. They say that they have been working for a very long time, and some of them even didn't sleep last night. So it's very tiring. Now we see a boat. Some residents are on the boat. First, a girl. A girl is about to come out. And then a boy. Should I help you? As you can see, a family, yes, the mother and the little boy. Be careful.你好，请问一下，那个你们是刚刚坐船出来的吗？ You just come out from here? Yes, they just come out from here. Being stranded for a couple of days must be a very terrible experience for them. As I mentioned, there are some residents still stranded, and some cannot be rescued so far because of the situation, because of the condition. But there are still some others, and local people tell me that some, mainly some elderly people, they have been living here for many, many years. They want to stick to their home. They don't want to leave their house, so they just decide to stay in their house. So what should we do with this stranded residents? An official just told me that they have prepared some goods and daily necessities to bring them to guarantee their necessity. And now they're holding an electricity generator out of the boat. Actually, in this area, the electricity has been cut off due to safety concern because many electricity wires are flooded. They're in the water, so electricity has been cut off. As you can see, there are a lot of people here. Even, in the further place, they're here waiting for the latest news. And some of the residents here, their relatives are still stranded, so they just wait here. But I think there are also some people, they just very care about the situation, though. So and local keep a string to keep this place to ensure safety. Already 8 p.m. at night, but we don't see any sign of the stopping of this rescue operation. Actually, one official once told me that as long as the flood is still here, they will not leave. They will use the boats to patrol around this area to ensure safety. Some of them, they need some rest. Let's look at some facilities here, the strings, the life jackets, and also some bamboo sticks. That is to reach the people if they are far away from the boat. And for more of the information, we have a local official, Mr. Su Jianping, welcome. And he is in charge of the rescue operation right here. So please, we'll ask him about the situation here. 苏主任，给我们介绍一下现在的情况。现在还有人在里面吗 ？How many are there stranded in the neighborhood?
是这样的。我们这边是河对岸，河对岸呢，因为河对岸还有一些群众是居住在地势比较高的地方，因为它那边是一个半岛的形状，那里面的商业不太发达，买东西啊、购物啊，因为涨水导致停电停水，买东西生活不太方便，所以有一些群众需要进城来买些东西，采购一些物资回去。
Yes, I want to mention that there is a river divided this county into two sections, and actually the people living in the other direction, they need to come to this pass to buy some goods here, so they have to use these boats as a transport.
那我们现在的这个救援的行动有多少人在参与这个救援
？How many people are there for the rescue team?
我们将近有300名工作人员。 在参与救援行动。
About 300 people， 他们都是来自哪里？
都是来自我们街道的工作人员，还有我们社区的网格员，还有我们社会上的义工志愿者。
There are some volunteers, social workers, as well as some local government workers.
您已经在这边，我们这个救援已经在这边持续了多久了？
持续将近48个小时。
Yeah. This operation has been lasting for 48 hours.
那您预计还会再持续多久呢？
是这样的，我们这个不设置底线，只要老百姓有需求，我们就坚持值班，而且我们争取把老百姓的给老百姓带来生活不便减小到最低。
Yes, as long as the people need us, they will stay with us. Yes. 谢谢您，谢谢您。我听到您的声音都已经嘶哑了。Yeah, the voice of Mr. Su is kind of hoarse, very tiring work. 谢谢您，谢谢您。好，不打扰您了，谢谢，谢谢。And right on this corner, we can see some goods here. There are also some volunteers here. 你好，你好，可以打扰一下吗？怎么称呼您？
我叫王欣欣，王玉欣，对。
So the little girl is a volunteer here. 你是在这边做志愿者的，对吗？
对，是的。
那给我们介绍一下这边有一些什么样的物资吗 ？What are the goods here?
水，还有西瓜，还有那个糕点。
Drinkable water.
对，这是水，这是八宝粥。
And watermelon, and this is a canned porridge. Canned porridge. This is watermelon.
西瓜，还有这里面有。
And also some cuisine. This is a traditional Chinese food. It's zongzi. It's made of rice. It's made of sticky rice, and also some bread. 都是谁拿来的这些东西？
这些的话都是。
Who brings this good?
大概是娄山办事处从各地方召集出来的爱心人士捐赠的。
And some people donated this goods. 你们将会通过什么样的方式把这个送到那边去呢？ How can we bring this to the people there?
通过那个船只的运输，然后来回的运输这些物资给那些受灾群众。
By boats, by the lifeboats we just saw just now. 那你是住在附近的居民吗？ You're a resident nearby?
对啊，我是住在附近的居民。然后我自己的父母也被困在里面，然后我就出来贡献一下自己的爱心，然后捐献一下，就是贡献自己的一份力量吧，就这样。
Wait, her father and her mother are still stranded in that community. 他们现在还被困在里面，是为什么出不来呢 ？Why can't they come out? They don't want to come out, or 他们为什么没出来呢？
因为里面的电线太多了，然后水流很急，然后船只不好进去嘛，然后就是没法救出来。
Because it's a little bit difficult for the boats to get to the building that her parents are living, and especially some electricity wires have blocked the entrance of the building. 那你心里着急吗 ？Are you worried?
挺着急的，但是给我爸妈打了电话之后，他们说他们有2桶水，然后勉强的可以维持一下，然后他说让我放心，然后我本来是说我自己要进去嘛，但是他们很担心不让我进去，然后我就没去了。
Yes, she just called her parents. They say that they have some storage of water, and it is possible that they will rely on this water on these days. And also, the girl wants to get in to pick them back, but her parents just say just stay there. Just we're okay now. 行，那你在这边，然后就来做志愿者，做了多少天了 ？How many days have you been a volunteer here?
我是加入这个志愿者有3年了，但是我今天是昨天从衡阳回来的，因为我是本来是在读书嘛，然后听到家里说发洪水了，然后我就匆匆忙忙的赶回来，然后就是过来，这是第1天，然后过来就是帮忙，对。
Yes, she has been participating in a volunteer group for 3 years, and she to do some voluntary work. 他们现在是要送进去了吗？
对，是的。
Yes. We leave out a path for them. They're transporting these goods to them. These are the food, fast food, and some water and some daily necessities that we just saw. And actually the street is still flooded. The deepest water can be 3 meters. And actually today the rain just finally stopped after continuous falling for the past week, which is good news for the rescue operation. But the water level hasn't declined much. Water level will remain at this level and will not increase. Here to put the goods on the boat. Okay, you are watching CGTN live streaming show. Okay, the signal here is not very good. That is mainly due to the electricity cutoff. Yes, you can see the water. Can you see the water? See the light of my torch? It's as deep as 3 meters. And local authorities have rented 60 lifeboats like this. And actually, these lifeboats are all rented from local farmers, local fishermen. They rent here for each boat. Each boat is 1,800 yuan per day. The government pays for that. And some they to use, but the government say that it's already flood here. They don't. Yes, the boat is slowly heading in there. This kind of operation has been lasting for the past 48 hours and will still continue till the flood finally fades out. About 300 people are working here as rescuers. They have firefighters, armed police, social workers, volunteers from some local voluntary groups, and also some civil servants. You are watching CGTN live streaming show on Hunan floods. We are in Qiyang County in Yongzhou City. Why we choose Yongzhou? Because as we know that the whole province, the whole Hunan province has seen torrential rainfall for the last week, which triggered floods, the biggest ever flood to hit this province since maybe decades. And Yongzhou is the first city in the province to launch the first level of response. And so far, there are only 2 cities having launched the first level response. Yongzhou is the first, and Changsha, the capital city Changsha, is the second. My colleague Yang is now in Changsha to cover the situation there, and I am now in Yongzhou. These two cities are the hardest hit area by the floods and the waterlogging. Okay, about the, yes, it's dark now, so maybe you cannot see very clearly. So I will show you some footages that we shot on daylight. As you can see, how okay, I will show you some footages shots on daylight. It is in the central district of Yongzhou City, which is the first city in Hunan province to launch the first level of the streets, the buildings have been flooded. According to local authorities, in Hunan province as a total, over 4 million people have been affected by this massive flood. Have been evacuated. As I mentioned before, the community where I am standing at is a very large one. About 10,000 people used to live here, and now most of them have been evacuated. And many of the residents here choose to live with their relatives or friends, but still there are some other residents, they have nowhere to go, so the government designated some major cities in Hunan province has seen severe floods these days. Decades. It's really bad. Millions of people have been affected, and tens of thousands of people have been evacuated. And also the floods has damaged a lot of houses and the buildings. Okay, now let's get back to my stand here to see what's going on here. Boats here are rented by the government. The boats are used to evacuate residents and also to bring some goods and daily necessities to the stranded people. in the community. It is reported that the Hunan provincial government has designated some 40 million yuan as a special funding to cope with the situation. And also, the government has bought death insurance for nearly everyone in the province, not only the residents, but also who come for a business trip, the tourists, and even the migrant workers, everyone. They bought death insurance for everyone here during this period. That insurance can get a compensation as high as 100,000 yuan. And also for the damaged houses, the provincial government also decided to provide 4,000. Total number of the damaged house or even destroyed house are 1.5 million. So that's really a big money. And early this morning when I was on the electricity company, they are checking some electricity wires to see whether it's time to resume the electricity. But at least in many areas like this one, like where we are, it's still too early to resume the electricity because some wires are still flooded. Yes, you can see the light of my torch. A boat is heading inside this community to bring them goods. Xiyang County in Yongzhou City, which is said to be the biggest flood ever to hit the province. And I will follow us, our CGTN, on our special app, and also